And he hasn't sued us yet.
Well, thank you very much for that, Linda, and welcome back. Well, obviously, before we were discussing about the demonic or the haunted vehicles. We're going to move on to dolls and what have you. But I just want to mention something because Samantha, who was in the on the Facebook Live before, who called me a nut job after trying to boil me child. Well, not boil me child. That's
so wrong.
That sounds even worse than what actually happened. But she called me a nut job because I obviously tried to feed me child with boiling hot water. She put in the that she says where I live now, my little girl who's just turning 4 talks to a lady at the end of her bed. My little gran has been dead for 20 years, and she was looking at a photo at my dad's house and said, "There is my friend."
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I mean, when we
thank you very much for that, Samantha.
Yeah, thanks, Samantha. I've heard that quite a few times where people have said, like I told you the story during the break, at my the old house, the old family home in Wardley and Gateshead.
Yeah.
That my granddad used to pop in and say good night to my Auntie Helen. And Auntie Moira used to stand at the foot of the bed. So that's really, really good. And the fact that she's obviously pointed out on a picture and that it's quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, I know Amber said a couple of times that she used to talk to her grandma, i.e. my mother. Now, Amber was 3, 4, 96, so she was coming up to 4 when her grandma passed.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't know our grandma. So she didn't know what she looked like in this, but she still said that she used to speak to her. And I always remember Aaron, who wouldn't have met her because Aaron was a year old when, well, in fact, he just turned a year because he was born in the January and my mother passed in the year old. So he was just over a year old, but he obviously a year old. He wouldn't have met her and he wouldn't have known. I remember him coming downstairs one night crying because he wanted his grandma.
Yeah.
So it's.
I think I've got it. Like I say, the thing is that type. I have heard loads and loads and loads of stories and stuff like that's actually happened where the little ones actually see, they see things and stuff like that. They've got imaginary friends and stuff like that. It's something that I wouldn't be overly scared of or anything like that.
No. I mean, it didn't affect me at all.
I mean, depending on what you believe.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to force what I believe on anybody, but I think it's nice that they want to come back and see the grandchildren and stuff like that. You want to come back and see the kids.
Absolutely.
Kind of. Yeah. If that's what you believe, then so be it.
Well, that's right, exactly, and that's the thing. I mean, that's what this show is all about. We're not here to debunk anybody. We're not here to ridicule anybody. If you believe,
or from me, or I might ridicule him.
Yeah, but that's different.
To get the chance.
That's different.
Depending on what mood we're in.
What do you mean get the chance? For the first half hour of the show, that's all we've done is ridicule me. So
but he did bite your lip on me, haven't he?
It was my tongue.
That's it. That was the one. It was something like that.
Something that's in my mouth all the time. Still managed to.
I don't know, like.
Well, once over, they used to suck my tongue, but that's a different story.
This is like Paddy's confessional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Give me Dave because I used to suck my tongue.
What? So I mean, as we've said many times, I don't believe Dave does believe, but the reason we get on so well, and believe me, we've had our disagreements. The reason we get on so well is because he doesn't try and convince me that the paranormal is real, and I don't try and convince him that it's not. I give my opinion, he gives his opinion, and we walk away from it, As we said, we went to the Welcome Tavern. Dave experienced the fluctuation in the temperature. I sat in exactly the same place, couldn't feel any difference. Doesn't mean Dave didn't, and it doesn't mean that, because the temperature could have gone back to normal again by the time I sat there. So there's lots of different reasons.
I mean, we had the laser thermometer, and we did get a little bit of a variation in the temperature and stuff, which obviously.
I think that was somebody just trying to shoot you, dear. I think it was actually a laser sight rather than a laser thermometer.
It was a laser thermometer. But no, like I said, there was a couple of for me. I mean, obviously the EMF as well. Yeah, Christine's laughing. It was for me. It had the makings of a interest, and I think if we'd kind of if we'd been in longer, or if we'd been in overnight. I
was going to say, I think the problem was we were rushing.
Yeah,
it was our very first one. We hadn't really planned it. We sort of arrived and we just went straight into it. I think what we need to do is we need to sit down and maybe just go beforehand. Just me and you.
Yeah.
Go beforehand and do the interviews and whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
and then turn up on the night with the likes of Christine and Aaron and whatever, and do the actual hunt.
I think that's a much better idea. I think obviously the Welcome Tavern, absolutely wonderful place, and it was.
Yeah. I mean, thank you very much.
And by all means, I mean, if you get yourself down there and go down and have a look for yourself, you'll get a warm welcome. Obviously, tell me you listen to Amber on radio when you go in, because could have been Paddy blowing hot air. But actually, Diane, he wasn't actually close enough to blow hot air.
I couldn't have been blamed for this one. Because it was cold there that he felt.
The thing that actually got me.
I should have had me Amber on radio cup, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I should have.
Samantha's back in the. I don't know if you heard, Samantha, but
we just
I did mention your story that you posted on the Facebook, because I didn't actually see it until I rechecked the Facebook. But I did read it out about the how your daughter has a friend who comes to the bottom of the bed, and later on she saw a photo in your dad's house, and said that was our friend who was your gran who passed away 20 years ago. So thank you very much for that, Samantha.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things that we hear quite a lot of, and it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And in answer to the other question that you posted, no, I'm not a believer.
Definitely not.
Well, I had a lovely visit from Alan the other night. Yeah. I even snuggled into him and felt his head tickle my nose.
Excellent. Now you see that one there for Christine again. Christine, Alan is her husband who's passed into spirit some good few years ago now, and again it's that sort of factor of it gives that little bit of comfort, I think.
Yeah. To people. Absolutely. We've said this before.
Yeah.
That whether you're a believer, whether you're a non-believer, if you get comfort from it, then fair enough.
That's what it's about.
The people who force their beliefs on others and annoy us. I've had people turn around me and say, no, ghosts do exist, and I'll prove it to you. And they've never been able to prove it to me. Because they want to try and prove it to me. Whereas somebody like Christine, Dave, people like that, tell me stories, and, there may be explanation for it, there may not. But it's their stories, and it's what they feel comfortable with. And I haven't got a problem with that at all. If Christine believes that Alan came to her and snuggled in with her, and she felt his hair tickle her nose, tell him to get a haircut first of all. But if that made you feel comfort, then all.
I think, like I said, it's down to sort of individual belief and what you actually believe in and stuff. And like I said, it's
absolutely, and
it's a self journey.
Was it Barnum who said, "Believe in what you want, but don't try and force your beliefs onto others"?
Yeah.
P.T. Barnum, the guy who was well known for having weird and wonderful collections of stuff, and was well known at falsifying stuff, sticking lizard tails onto monkeys and wings and bat wings onto monkeys and stuff like that.
Like I said, it's the thing that's key. I think from my point of view is it's an individual journey, and I could never imagine what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. The thing is, I mean, I walked into the Welcome Tavern, and I have got a very open mind. Yes, I'm a non-believer, but I have got an open mind. I didn't walk in there going, I'm not going to say anything. I walked in there probably with the opposite, with the hope that I would say something. Because I do. I've often said that although I don't believe, I would like to, it's the one thing that I would like to be proven wrong in. Because
I think
I would like to think
there's some,
because my biggest fear is dying. And, you know, I'm not ashamed to say my biggest fear in life is ending it. You know, and it's how it's going to end. It's the what happens when you die. That's the bit that gets me.
It depends. It does genuinely depend on how you actually look at it, right? And
Samantha says, I think you can't believe till it happens to yourself.
Yes, you've got to have your own proof, Samantha. I mean, like I said, that my journey has been completely different to Paddy's journey.
Yeah.
The things that I've witnessed, the things, and obviously there's a lot of them over the duration of this show that I'm going to talk to you about and tell you what happened to me.
What?
Well, on my journey.
Danny's joining us. Hello, Danny.
Hello, Danny. But no, we're going to talk. I want to talk about it, and I want to discuss it through and things like that. Now, again, this is my personal journey. This has happened to me. I don't expect anybody. If you want to believe us, you believe us. If you don't believe us, then that's absolutely fine. But the thing is, like I say, there's a number of things. I've always been told I'm a little bit too scientific for my own good. I look at things too scientifically. I should be more trusting of spirit. What one individual said to us, and the thing is no, I need that evidence. I need something to go.
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly how I mean, I've said it many times, and especially with the course I'm studying at university, people lie, evidence doesn't. So I can tell you a story. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anybody who's told any stories tonight is lying, because I would never ever say that. But I can tell you a story. I can make one up off the top of my head now about seeing my mother coming down the stairs, whatever. And it's a story. It's a lie. Now, I could say that, and I know that there's hundreds of people out there who would be sitting there going, yeah, I had a similar experience. I haven't had that experience. But I know that if I was to tell that story, many people out there would believe me and have a similar experience. But I'm lying. So as I said, people lie, evidence doesn't. So looking at evidence, you know, looking at the facts. I mean, the EMF was off the charts.
Yeah.
But it was only off the charts in one particular spot.
Yes.
Now, I know you said that would be classed as a hit. And I fully get that. The problem is, would it be? Oh, Malcolm Scott's joined us. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello, Malcolm.
Would that be? Would it actually be a hit? Would it be paranormal, or would it be something else? And the problem with it being in one spot, there's lots of things it could have been. It could have been a power surge. Could have been something paranormal. Could have, you know. So there's.
The look, it was. I've got to be honest with you. From where it was, from that location that it was actually in there. When I had a quick look at that myself, and there was nothing.
Because I mean, obviously, when we went in the bar and we went next to the phone, it was like.
Yeah, well, I mean, we said that though.
Jumping out of my hands. We went, well, I didn't know that.
Yes.
And this goes back to the system of people lie and evidence doesn't. I didn't know that, so you could have quite easily told me that it was something. And I would have, but because I'd never used an EMF before, never seen one before, so nothing there that I could see.
Yeah, I was actually going to say there, Christine, if we just jump back just ever so slightly back to that area where you were standing outside in the restaurant area, which was, I believe, is the annex bit that was actually put on.
I'm only saying the power surges could have been a cause for it. I'm not saying, I am at no point saying that was definitely the cause.
No.
But it's one of the many causes.
One of the things that I'd be looking for there as an investigator, one of the things I'll be looking at is I'll be looking to see if there's any PowerPoints in that there.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'll be looking to see if there's anything overhead. So like we've got a light above our heads now, so I'll be looking for that one. Maybe might have been an LED bulb. Sometimes LED bulbs and stuff like that. However, and if you remember, the other question that I asked you was, did you have your phone in your pocket?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you get a message through on your phone, or one of the activations on your phone comes through, you would get a little bit of a surge through the EMF meter there.
Yeah.
Now, when you go behind the bar, right?
Yeah.
And it obviously went crackers and stuff.
Oh, well,
you had behind the bar, you had the behind the bar.
Wait.
The things that you could have had that would have set it off, that was really confusing. Some of the things
Some of the
things that you could have had.
No. Well, she turned it in that block, I'll make her a delivery. No,
there's nothing that you say that causes a power surge there. But the thing is when you go behind the bar, you've got a lot of electrics behind there. You had the payment machine you had. So you had that sort of sitting there as well. You had there was a mobile phone charging, which obviously that is going to give off electromagnetic frequency readings and things. So again, that for me would be totally discounted there. Now, going back, isn't it? There's me not on the mic there. Sorry if that's just woke you up. If you're walking around and you're in that area and you were in that restaurant, the little restaurant area, the annex area, got to be honest with you. For me, that was a hit. The fact that it was there 1 minute and it wasn't the next minute. For me, again, I'm going to say, that was a pretty good hit. That to me would suggest that there's something there. Now, depending on what you actually think, depending on how you actually look at it, depending on what people actually say, you might not have. I'm trying to think which is really the best way to put it. For me, it was a hit.
Yeah. When you said that.
Yeah.
Said that one. Yeah.
The fact that it wasn't there all the time.
Yeah.
The fact that we had a good look round, and as Christine's very correctly said there was nothing there that would actually cause it. That would be something for me to go, right, okay then. So what we need to do now is this area, we've had a hit.
Yeah.
Now what we need to do is need to put a camera in over there.
Yeah.
What we need to do is need to put somebody in. We need to do an EVP. Put the thing, and maybe, God bless her, Christine is our lone vigil expert, shall we call her that? And then put somebody in that area.
Yeah, but we ran out of time because we were going to have Aaron and Christine do exactly that.
But see, for me, so again, if that happens again in the future, what I'd like to do is I'd like to investigate that further.
Yeah, and we probably would have done it again if we had time. The problem is we spend far too much time on the interviews.
Yeah.
So by the time we're actually getting around to doing the actual hunting, we sort of didn't really have a lot of time left. Now, as I said, there's many things that it could have been, paranormal being one of them, but it could have been a power surge, could have been, I don't know how an EMF works, but if an EMF is affected by a mobile phone, could have been one of us getting a text. Could have been one of us getting a phone call.
Well, that would have been the thing. That would have
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So there's lots of things it could have been, and that's why we needed to investigate further. But
what I'm saying is for me.
Yeah.
It's that one where, hold on a minute, there's a little.
And that's what I'm saying.
We need to get it back further.
We needed to look at it further. The problem is, we didn't have time to look at it further. We didn't look at it further, so we walked away from there. I was quite excited when it went off, I've got to say.
You did have that reaction, actually. It was quite a...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'd never used an EMF before, and there I was with the area, and it was me that was holding it. So it wasn't like I couldn't even turn around and say that somebody, because my first thought, and no disrespect, Christine, but my first thought was because Christine was crushing it, because me and Aaron were having a discussion on the way home. Because Christine was crushing it, I didn't realise there was a button at the side of the machine.
Yeah.
Because Christine was crushing it, to me it looked like it was Christine who was making it, who would be making it do stuff. Just hadn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Because she was crushing it, so therefore, is it her, static electricity, whatever? Is it a dumb EMF? Is it actually like sort of just doing it because she's crushing it, whatever? So obviously all these things I'm looking at because of the fact that I'm looking at the evidence. I'm not looking at it in you know, I was looking at well, we just don't have the phones with us is probably the best answer.
I think because Christine's just put in the room there saying about the phones on flight mode and stuff like that. So what I would like to do,
Dave's in the Facebook now, Dave.
I was what I would like to do is, Christine, is when we actually start the investigation. I know it sounds daft, but I would like to take everybody's phone off them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything, if we're doing any, I know it sounds daft, but if we're going to sort of do like a more scientific approach
but this is why I was saying earlier on about me and you going first.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Christine, but Christine knew everything about the pub because she's heard the interview.
Yeah.
So she's heard about the woman in the toilet. She's heard about the boy running between the stairs and the toilet. She's heard about the boy in the toilet. So when
was it the woman in the toilet, which
the woman in the ladies' toilet?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the one who's sitting on the loo.
And the little boy.
We've got Stephen listening as well. Hi, Stephen.
And the thing was like sort of when Christine did the crystals, the answers to her questions were what the landlord and Anita had just said.
Yeah.
So, and then again, I'm not saying that Christine was only saying that, but what I'm saying is, looking at it, if I was to look at what was going on, let's say I sat and watched the video as me. I wasn't part of the show, but I sat and watched. Yeah, I was told the pub had been barracks, so she got a soldier.
Yeah.
Being told it would be barracks. And so looking at it, I would go down the route of, and I'm going to say the program, I would go down the route of most haunted.
Yeah.
In the fact that I would look at it and think, yeah, they're doing that for entertainment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And that's not what we want. What we want, which is the reason why I don't like the crystals, because there's so much implication. I shall, in this show, I shall make up words as we go along. You know, tomorrow you'll all be saying them. No, you won't. But yeah, I don't want any implications. I don't want somebody to go, oh, that Paranormal Experience from Amman Radio. I watched one of their ghost ones, and you can see what was going on.
Yeah,
because
I think it's a very, very difficult one. I think personally, it's a very, very difficult one. I think the thing is, it's been a major learning experience for us. And
absolutely.
Again, I mean, you know, again, I'm going to say this: Welton Tavern was absolutely fantastic place. I would have loved to have stayed down there for. I would have loved to have stayed down there a lot longer than we were.
Don't get me wrong. I'm fully thankful to the Welton Tavern for having us. It was a good night. And we were there for 5 hours?
Yeah.
The problem was I could have stayed all night.
Yeah.
I could have. That's a song, isn't it? No, that's danced all night.
We could change the words.
Yeah, I could have stayed all night.
I'll have to see our musical specialist to see if we can get that in on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no, I think going forward, I think we're going to have to be a little bit more scientific.
Well, I've been in touch with the Black Bush.
You've been... And this is where Barry has a fit of laughter.
And I'm just waiting for her to get back to us. Because Aaron thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, when I went outside for a cigarette, when we were at the Welton Tavern, and Newslot was still inside, I went outside for a cigarette. Aaron came out with me, and he said he was loving it.
Yeah.
Even though nothing had happened, you know, and this, and, he was just loving like being there and you know, doing it. So he's obviously going to be the videographer.
Yeah.
And you know, he's going to be like sort of the, you know, if we live stream it, he's going to be the video, and you know.
Well, we've still got quite a bit of footage to actually go.
Yeah. I mean, that will be getting put on Amber TV, because we do now have a internet TV channel. Not on it at the moment, but we will have. Get your head out of the gutter, buddy. It's where it's always been.
It's not Steve by any chance, is it?
No, it's not.
Excellent.
So we do have an Amber Radio TV channel, which we will be obviously posting the videos on there, etc. And we will obviously, what are you laughing there, Joe? Are you,
No,
I've just some sort of fit.
I've just actually hiccuped.
Just the way you were. So obviously we do have video footage, and we will have video footage of ghost hunts and whatever, because we do tend to, or we do intend, should I say, not we do tend, that means we've already done it, we do intend to go to lots of places. I mean, ideally I'd like to do a hunt a month, but we'll see.
You've got to be careful how you say that, haven't you? I hope that something happens to get the adrenaline going.
Samantha, you're on about me.
I'll make him look like it.
Yeah. So I'd like to do a hunt a month, and then maybe I mean, we're not getting the phone-ins. I don't know why.
This is quite disappointing.
We're now 6 weeks in.
We know that we were. Was it 10?
10,000 last week. Yeah.
There's 10,000 of you out there listening, right? And obviously the statistics things, we know where you are. We don't know where you live, but we know where you are. We know which country.
Who says we don't know where you live?
Yeah, but,
you who live in 35 Dearborn Road.
Somebody's just dropped a cup of coffee.
Could you imagine if somebody lives in 35 Dearborn Road now and they're like, oh!
Okay, I'm just getting a message through there from Stephen.
I'm just getting a message through. Is there anybody there?
Yeah, Stephen, who always he came down with us as well. Stephen.
Yeah, I didn't realise he'd gone.
Yeah, bless him. He's a really good friend of ours, and he had to. He's a good.
Well,
he's a good guy, and he had to go. He's seen here. He actually didn't. He stayed away from when.
Yeah, he did. I went down and had a chat with him.
Yeah.
Whilst you were doing other things, and that's exactly what he said. That he was staying out the way.
And he's also asked the question. He says, "Does Paddy say you wanted a money?"
One a month?
I think he's got.
All right, once a month.
Apparently, Stephen, we're not allowed to talk about his dating stuff again.
Christine sent you a message.
I think they hope something happens and gets the adrenaline going.
No, sent you a message.
Oh.
Sent you a private message.
Christine, I'm going to have to hold on. I hope
Yeah, because Dave isn't sitting anywhere near his computer,
at this
whereas
I'm
sitting right on top. Well, I'm not sitting on top of mine, otherwise,
wonder what that noise is. It's just me.
It's just Dave being Dave.
Could it be the fact that it's a premium rate number?
It's not.
It's not. The telephone number is not a premium rate number. All right, it's a standard.
It's a local call number.
It's a VoIP number.
Although it's an 01207, which is actually Stanley's phone code where I'm from. Like Dave's is 0191 because he's based in South Shields.
Yeah.
I'm 01207 because I'm based in Stanley.
So we've got the two different.
But as you can probably tell, well, you probably can't tell unless you happen to read at Dave's house. We're actually in Dave's, so we're actually at South Shields. But if you still rang 01207, you would get us because it's the number, the VoIP number, which basically is an internet number, but it's not premium rate, it's local rate.
What's actually going to happen is there's a little bit of kit that I'm going to purchase in the next sort of week or so, which is actually plugs in and obviously.
Well, O2 have given me the wrong information. They said it was a premium rate number. Well, I shall look into that, but it definitely shouldn't be. But I shall look into that because if it is, I shall have words with them. Well, I'll have words with the supplier of the VoIP as well. Right. Because if that's the case, then we'll definitely be changing numbers. We'll be heading off.
I've got a message here from Stephen. Apparently, he's having problems logging into the website.
Right. Which website?
I'm just going on a second. I should be able to tell from. He's on Ambron-radio.
Yeah, you'll not get on that.
Right.
And that no longer.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Stephen. If you stand by, I'm going to message you back with
You want to either go on amberonradio.co.uk or amberonradio.com.
Yeah.
That's but amberon-radio.com was attached to a website that I no longer subscribe to, so therefore I have to wait until the 13th of November. What's the date? December. I'm going to wait till the 13th of November.
6 days.
And on the 13th of November, I can rebuy that again. So we'll have it back. But at the moment, we're stuck with the amberonradio.co.uk and amberonradio.com. We did have a bit of difficulty with amberonradio.com yesterday, but everything should be. I mean, I'm sitting on that website now, and everything's fine. But yeah, we shall have a look at that. So what were we saying?
That's a link on our Facebook page.
What's the link on our Facebook page?
The wrong one. Hold on a second.
Is it? I thought you said you changed.
I changed it. Oh dear. I love technical stuff. amberonradio.co.uk is the one on there.
Right. That'll be the one that takes you to amberon-radio.com. So yeah, so you'll need the Amberon. If you just go to amberonradio.com, then you'll come onto the purple website.
The purple
but
website.
It's purple on mine, but it's not. It's like a mauve colour on yours, dear.
That's because
mine's like purple.
I'll be honest with you. That's because it's color calibrated.
It's what?
It's color calibrated.
Well, I've got no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's just.
You're just making it up now.
No. Les Paddy choking. Right, okay.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so, where were we, Dave? Hello, Steve. Oh, right, housing. Steve's in the chat room now.
Steve's in the chat room.
He's on. Steve is on. Right, so what were we talking about?
Right, we were talking about possessed vehicles.
No, I mean, what we were talking about something before you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about investigations and stuff and about being scientific about things.
Yeah.
And about the way forward and things like that. So obviously we have got obviously another investigation coming up shortly. So fingers crossed we'll get across there, and we've learned quite a bit. Learned quite a lot from the last one. I think going forward again, it will be sort of a scientific approach, but we're not going to go down that route. It's not a fact that we're going to be going the most haunted route.
Oh, definitely not.
It's going to be. We genuine. What we want to do, guys, is we want, and this is the thing that we want. That we know that there's loads out there that's listening. Obviously, we'll check about the phone lines and things like that. But what we need to do, or what we want to do, is we want to get as many people involved. We want you, like I said, we want to make this a paranormal hub for people. So if you're going to ring in and tell us what you're up to, if you're going on investigations or anything like that at all, if you've got, like an investigation team or something like that you're up to, if you want to invite us along to tag along with you guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. If can you flower you? All right, these times just.
Yeah, if you
just have your own.
If you want to, obviously, I don't know, tell everybody what you do and tell us about your investigations, things like that. We do want you all, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
We genuinely are looking for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we, not bad, coughing and barking like a dog. So, all right, so yeah, I'm reading this conversation.
So he's,
Steve and Christine's on.
Yeah, there's a full-on conversation going on in the chat room. Of course, get yourself across to amberonradio.com.
Oh, what am I not doing in the chat room?
Get yourself in the chat room.
Get back in the chat room.
What I've actually done is if you are on the Facebook page now, what I'm going to get you to do is if you just want to check it for us there, I'm going to get you out because I've just info at Amberon Radio. We'll need to change the. Let's rejig that. I'm just doing this on the fly, guys. Sorry, this is probably. There we go. Yeah, the link is now working.
What?
From the Facebook page, the one that we've just been trying to sort out. And is the info at ambron-radio.com, is that still live email?
No, the email, everything's fine. It's just the ambron-radio.com website. That's the only thing that's different. Everything else is spot on. So, we've discussed possessed vehicles, whether that be cars, trains, planes, automobiles, buses, anything. But
hold on a second. Steve has actually put a message in the chat room, so I don't think anyone would be interested in what I'm doing, Paddy, but if you really want to know, I'm having a cup of tea and a mince pie. Oh, I'd kill for a mince pie now, like.
Yeah, there's only me and you in the room. I'm getting a bit worried now.
Yeah.
If he wants to kill for a mince pie.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it would be me that'd be killing.
No.
Pin the, or can you put it on Facebook? The link on the live, because
on the Facebook live, right? Okay.
Yeah, because Samantha's asking for the link.
Okay, then Samantha, if you hang on in there, I shall do that for you.
Hang on in there. Right. So, what are we going to talk about now?
I don't know, what would you like to talk about?
Well, we've discussed the vehicles. Now let's discuss the dolls.
The dolls?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, obviously, we're going to start off with the most famous one, aren't we? Now.
I believe I saw something on the television the other day, but I'm not going to see anything because it was I'm trying to think who the place. It was that famous couple we were talking about.
Ed and Lorraine.
That's
Warren.
The ones. Warrens.
Yeah.
Warrens. Robert Warrens.
The Robert.
Robert Warrens. It is.
You really lost yourself.
I know I have. My brain's gone because I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm on block, but never mind.
Well, you should know better.
Go on then, right? Go on. Where you go? I've tuned out.
Right. So we're going to kick off with a bit of Annabelle. No, not a fan. Sorry. All right. Still got talking about mince pies in the chat room. Anyway, when The Conjuring introduced Annabelle to the mainstream audience in 2013, it was envisaged of an antique porcelain doll with a pallid and ruby red mysterious smile. That was the focus of Ed and Lorraine Warren's most recent case file. However, the actual Annabelle is far more mundane and looks like a Raggedy Ann doll, about the size of a 4-year-old child. So it's a canny size, eh?
Yeah.
It's a canny size. I want to do that because, you can.
It was, wow, what was it? Aaron, it wasn't the TV program I was watching. It was the Aaron Mankey Law podcasts that I was listening to. Not the podcast, sorry, the TV show.
TV show.
That was it. That was why I was getting confused.
Right. Well, we'll come to him. I know who you talked about. We'll come to him next.
Right.
Actually, ironically, not Aaron Mankey, because it's written all about. Well, it might be. So it's attached to a human entity. Before she made her big screen debut, Annabelle was introduced in Gerard Brittle's 1980 book, The Demologist, The Extraordinary Career of Ed and Lorraine Warren. The Warrens' account of Annabelle has it that in 1970, a mother purchased the Raggedy Ann doll from a hobby store as a birthday gift to her adult daughter, Donna Jennings. Jennings, a nurse, lived with a fellow nurse, I.G. Stapleton. Stapleton's fiancé, Louis Carlo, was also a frequent visitor to their modern apartment. The Warrens were allegedly called into the case by the clergy because the doll had begun to move around the girl's home. At first, Jennings said the doll's position would change while she was away at work or would appear to be standing or kneeling on its own. Stapleton said the doll would change rooms whilst they were gone, and then handwritten notes in parchment began to appear, with writing that looked like a child saying help us or help them. The trio told the paranormal investigators they didn't own a pencil and didn't have parchment around. Mm-hmm. One night they discovered blood on the doll's hand and chest, and even weirdly, a piece of chocolate seemed to appear.
Right.
The name Annabelle Higgins was introduced by a medium the nurses consulted. The medium claimed Annabelle was the spirit of a 7-year-old girl who lived in happier times when the apartheid was still heroes. The girl only wanted love and requested permission to stay with the women at the end of the door, which they granted, much to Ed Warren's dismay. I had a dress when I was little that had the same dolls on the skirt. Someone gave a dollar mince pie, made 0.
Yeah, Steve's in the chat room.
Activity increased over the course of a year, culminating with Lou having a dream about the doll floating over him, hands on his neck, strangling him. On another, I can never get this. It's the same as Chucky, right?
Oh dear.
You know, it's a doll, right? How much strength can a doll?
Right.
You know, a doll jumping on you and attacking you. You know, as a grown man, you go, get off.
I think I've got to be, for me,
especially seeing as it's supposed to be a 7-year-old child as well. If it was like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he'd like sort of possess the doll, and you can understand the strength. But the 7-year-old child.
You see, the thing is with dolls, I find this really, really interesting because the thing is that like I have in the past, nothing sort of, I've looked at.
What you got in doll?
No, I had some action men when I was a little lad.
That's a different story.
Yes, it was the toy. Oh, the toy action.
Was it? Oh, was it you? I thought it was me.
Sorry,
I thought it was nothing.
That was the action man toy there. But the thing is, you look at legalized, and you do sort of, you look at sort of voodoo, and you look at other.
I love that voodoo that you do so well. What's that song?
That just sounds really weird. I don't know.
No, there's a song about voodoo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How would the doll find you through the only half glass eyes? Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, well done, Steve. Yeah. How would he?
But you see, this is the thing, though. But you see, they're going on about having like the voodoo dolls and things like that when you sort of taking, bits of hair.
My ex-wife has one of me.
Yeah, stuff like that. That type of stuff. I mean, I don't know that much about voodoo.
Yeah.
But I do know that the people that I've spoke to are absolutely adamant that it's just there and it's something you don't want to mess with. Yeah. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad.
Yeah.
But
just speaking about your voodoo, is voodoo not the same as Romanian magic, like gypsy magic? And I shouldn't really call them gypsies because gypsies is a derogatory word for them. But Romanians. The
Romany travellers.
Yeah.
Romany travellers, yeah.
Because what they state is, how it's a fact that they curse you. Whereas they don't even believe in the curse. It actually is a curse. What they do is they say to you to put the fear in you that you think it's going to happen. It's not. They don't believe that they curse you. They believe that if I was to say to you, your hair's going to fall out, then you actually believe that your hair, so you panic.
But it's a power of suggestion, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's a power of suggestion.
And that's from their community themselves. It's not somebody who's actually said it. That's the doll.
The doll. Diane's just put a post in the chat room there, and that's the raggedy. And now that's
Lorraine Warren.
Lorraine Warren's holding her there.
But that's the two of them there.
Yeah.
In the glass cage, because in that, I think the note underneath here something like "Do not touch" or something. Because it's locked away in the cage, and the whole thing is locked away.
I mean, for me, I don't like to say the thing is things getting possessed, and I don't know. It's not really.
Travellers, buddy. That's what.
Travellers.
Oh, Adam Gray is with us now.
Adam. Yes, Adam, do us a favour, mate. Orders ham and pineapple pizza. You'll understand that.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook as well.
Yeah. We had the great ham and pineapple debate, which will probably take us off on another tangent.
Ham and pineapple debate.
Ham and pineapple pizza debate on Facebook. Right. People have got this massive thing about ham and pineapple. And I think it's great.
Right. What, like the Hawaiian
pizza, yes.
Hawaiian pizza, yeah. Well, if it's good enough for Hawaiians, it's good enough for me. I don't mind a bit of pineapple. But I prefer a chicken Kia pizza. But here we are again. This is what happens every time somebody mentions something. We hear about the paranormal.
Christine said it doesn't go together. Don't know
Don't
whether
know.
they're all looking creepy, but
But her on the right pic looks like she doesn't leave the door. Yeah, but that's Lorraine. That's Lorraine Warren. That's Ed and Lorraine, and these two famous paranormal investigators.
it's one of them where you look at them and you think to yourself, yeah, done a lot
Yeah,
of
the
Hollywood
reason,
conversion.
yeah, I was going to say the reason that the paranormal investigators is because they're not going to get a job anywhere else.
I'd like to see. I would genuinely,
Well, definitely not now.
Yeah, I would genuinely like to see. Like to see their bank accounts. Put it that way. See how much money they've got in the bank. But never mind.
I don't even know if they've got any children, have they? The Warren children. The Warren children. That sounds just so wrong.
Oh dear.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, the what
Pineapple doesn't belong in a fruit salad.
pineapple doesn't belong in a fruit salad.
That's
What? Anyway, where were we?
Oh,
So,
Christine says she's got a daughter. She thinks. But
Who's got a daughter?
the Warrens.
Christine's got a daughter, she thinks. Surely Christine knows if she's got a daughter or not.
No, she's got a son. Hold on a second.
I know she's got a son because her son was watching for us. You do the proper Norman Bates from the Zygo. He's watching the Ma, the here for you, Ma. That sounded more like Nick Cotton, didn't it? Ma. Right, Ma.
Well, he's just gone off on a total tangent now.
So anyway,
What was the Warren's first name again?
Ed and Lorraine.
Ed. Go on, keep going.
Right. So anyway, this doll's obviously, trying to strangle this little bloke. And on another occasion, he heard sounds in Donna's room. I can't read this.
This is where Paddy's now flipped out. Go on.
He heard sounds coming from Donna's room and went to investigate and found the doll on the floor while something attacked him from behind.
Oh dear.
It was probably Donna going, "Get out of my flaming room!"
God. Oh dear.
He heard noises coming from Donna's room. She's a nurse who was obviously, by herself. So we'll leave the rest to the imagination. So anyway, but it left 7 bloody claw marks, which they said was a symbolic mark of the beast. Funny you wouldn't have lasted long
on Jack and Ori. Oh dear.
Well, it depends on the story I was telling you.
I'm just having a look here now at the Warrens there. Lorraine Warren died earlier this year.
Yeah, I was going to say
she was 92.
Ed died 90s, didn't he? He died a while ago, 20 years ago or something. Yeah. When he came back.
August the 23rd, 2006, and he was 79 when he passed away.
2006. She was 90 or something, wasn't
she? He was 92.
Yeah.
And it's just saying there, they investigated over 10,000 cases.
Yeah.
Warrens were among the very first.
9,999 of them were invited.
Well, the Warrens were amongst the very first investigators of the controversial Amityville haunting.
Did your doll eventually get her?
Got completely.
She
Skeptics.
She was a little bit harder running around at 92, so the doll caught up and jumped on it.
Oh, well, there you go. Look, they did 17 films in the Amityville horror series.
Yeah.
7 films in the Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
Skeptics, Perry DeAngles and Stephen Novella have investigated the Warrens' evidence and described it as baloney.
Yeah.
Skeptical investigators.
Well, the Amityville, which they made lots and lots of money off, because that was obviously their first real big film, the Amityville horror.
17 movies.
The people said it was all, the people who actually supposed to have experienced it said it was all false.
Yeah.
So even the people said it was false.
I'm just going through here. I mean, obviously this is on Wikipedia, but it's actually going through all the stories and stuff that they're going through. Wow.
They were involved in
that's a whole show in itself, that.
What's that? Oh, the Warrens.
The Warrens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I intend doing the whole show of the Warrens. But yeah, the Enfield Haunters, they were involved in that.
Yeah, it's
The way that became the Conjuring 2.
Annabelle. There's the Perron family.
Yeah, the
1971.
Perron family was...
Amityville, Enfield Poltergeist, Demons, Snedker House.
Right.
Sneddecker House, sorry.
Right.
Smurl family, werewolf.
Yeah, the Smurl family. Somebody posted something on Facebook about the Smurl family, and I when I first looked, because it's SMURL, when I first looked, I was like, the Smurf family?
Yeah. Pennsylvania residents Jack and Janet Smurl reported their homes disturbed by numerous...
It's good. That's a good name, that, isn't it? Smurl.
Numerous supernatural phenomena, including sound, smells, and apparitions. There you go. That is definitely... Of course, that was turned into a film and a book called The Haunted.
Yeah.
There we go. Other activities there I go into this.
Well, that was one of the things that the Warrens did, was if you had a haunting or a possession or something, you would mention this. They would then turn up and go, I'll investigate it for you for free.
But
however,
you must sign this
document that you will allow us to make a story out of it.
Right, so she had an occult, Warren's Occult Museum in the back of a house in Monroe, Connecticut.
Their daughter is that Jodie Small People.
Judy, yeah.
Is that Jodie Small People?
What's that? You're laughing about dolls. My great aunt had a Hoover cover, which was a cow in the...
What? You're laughing about dolls. My great aunt had a Hoover cover, which was a cow. Well, it's a vacuum cover, not a Hoover cover. Which was a cow in a dress. I opened her bedroom door, and there it was. Well, that was it. I kicked the crap out of Hoover, so these dolls have a lot of...
Stephen, I knew you were special, but yeah. Wow. Okay then.
Is that Jodie Small People? Oh, Smurl. I've got it now. The Smurl.
The Smurls?
They were just Smurl. They weren't very tall. They were just Smurl. A lot of them.
No, like I said, that is going to be that's a definite whole show in itself.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I was leaving them till later.
Yeah.
Much later, like 20 years later. No, I was leaving it until later. So the Warrens said they determined an inhuman spirit was medium. So this medium, who obviously, as mediums we've already discussed in another show, speak to the dead. They go between. So they actually know what's going on, if anybody knows, But the Warrens, obviously, the Warrens came along with, nah, it's an inhuman spirit that was manipulating the doll. Nothing to do with this 7-year-old who was supposed to have possessed it.
I think it's, I don't know, you kind of get skeptical when somebody's had that much to deal with it. It's kind of, whenever you talk about something, you hear that the Warrens have had something to do with it now. We just get to that point where it's just like, you know what?
But it's all about money for the Warrens.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And the cooking is no.
There we go.
And the recognition it received from roommates empowered it as it looked for a human host. And listened for the cook of the church. The apartment was exorcised, and the Warrens ended up with the doll. Ooh, how did that happen? Yeah, because they didn't want the doll at all for like sort of financial. But having said that, I mean, it doesn't tell you what they. But there is people who actually have copies of the Annabelle doll, and the charges, wait for it, $250 for you to sit and get a photograph with it. $250. I'm in the wrong game.
There's more people out there with more money than sense.
Well, there is, because obviously they make money, because people are actually paying $250
I don't know. It's not my idea of entertainment, like.
No.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I can't even remember what the actual term for it is, but there's a lot of people who are actually scared of dolls. Sort of like when they have like a phobia of dolls and stuff. And I'm sure somebody will tell us in the chat room, or somebody will contact us and But I think there were about 3 or 4 people off the top of my head where if you took them into a room and there was dolls in there, they wouldn't be able to stay in
Yeah.
that room. And
Dollarphobia.
Dollarphobia.
More money than sense, and they only have 23p.
Excellent.
Exactly.
But no, you get, and I always remember when I was a kid, I used to go to my grandma and granddad's house. In my mum's old room, she used to have those, remember those puppets? I can't remember, there's a specific brand of puppets that you used to get. And you had
The marionettes.
marionette, because we had like a little puppet theatre that my Uncle Charlie had made. And there was one in particular, and I think if it looked very similar to Pinocchio. I'm not sure whether it was.
Ironically enough, I was just about to say it was.
But it looked very, very similar. But it was, and it sat there, and it just absolutely, you can get some scary looking dolls. Pelham, that's it. Pelham puppets. Stephen, thank you very much. And it absolutely, I used to sleep in the bed. I always remember it used to be sitting.
What? Newsflash, do you have a bed?
I'm talking about when I went to my grandma's house and he used to watch and it used to look as though it was following us.
Yeah, when I used to go to my grandma's house, I've never been to my grandma's house because both my grandmas have passed away before. But I'm sure when other people went to the grandma's house, they slept in the bed as well, do you?
I know, but
we didn't put them in a drawer.
On the night time when I was in the bed. Oh dear.
Yes. On the night time when you're in the bed, this puppet.
It looks as though its eyes were following you around the room. I was utterly convinced that this thing, and it didn't. I was convinced.
You remember it's in its bed?
It probably was.
Oh, what are you doing in your bed?
Probably was if you watch Disney and stuff and they come to life on the night time when you go to bed.
I got no strings all the way down.
That's just freaky.
We had Pinky and Perky.
Pinky and I.
I would have loved to bet. I just fought with
the cows. Oh dear.
Anyway, the celebrity ghost hunters said they believed a vicious hatred tried to run them off the. What's a vicious hatred?
I don't know.
A vicious hatred tried to run them off.
Probably me when I'm driving and getting road rage.
What did he come across the Warrens?
Whoa, it's them. Get off the road.
As they transported the doll home. Despite building a special case to contain Annabelle and their occult museum, they claimed a Catholic priest and a Catholic priest's life was endangered and a young man killed on his motorcycle shortly after they challenged the doll. Also, the doll supposedly arrived at the museum with a spectral black cat that would stalk heads off us and dematerialize by the doll's side. Yeah. Because they didn't want people to come to the museum, did they? So let's make up a story.
Well, like I said, I'm very sceptical. Anything to do with the Warrens.
Currently, the Warrens Occult Museum is closed after Lorraine passed away. As with each of these dolls, the story should be treated with healthy skepticism, considering the lack of correlation. However, Annabelle is the most famous allegedly real haunted doll, and her tale continued in this year's third standalone Annabelle movie.
Again, it's
yeah.
What can I say?
Well, it's the Warrens, isn't it? So
it's the Warrens. It's a shame because it's all.
The thing is, it's the old adage of
it defeats the object.
Could be real, but the Warrens are involved in it, so therefore it automatically puts people on the back foot.
Yeah, it does, and I think that's incredibly sad. That we've actually now got to that point where how many shows are we in now? 6 shows in? 6 shows in now, we've got to the point where we mention the Warrens and it's automatically, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're both sort of like, very, very cynical about it. And the thing is it's a shame because there might be something in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The problem is, if there is something, the moment the Warrens are mentioned, because the Warrens embellished lots of things. Yeah, they may have come across Annabelle, and she may have been possessed. But rather than just go with the story, they then start adding their own bit on. There was nothing special. There were people like me and you who went looking for ghosts. There weren't mediums, there weren't clairvoyants, there was nothing special. They were just ghost hunters. So therefore, They just made it up.
Yeah.
And they made it up for financial gain. They were turned away from the house, which is in Conjuring. They were turned away because the people didn't want the one.
You've got to be honest with the thing is if they actually
Oh, Zach Baggins. Zach Baggins is the guy who does the Ghost Adventures on US TV.
all right.
But he had the Annabelle in his museum Halloween just gone.
And Christine, obviously Christine's on in the chat room at the moment. Was it anything that happened with it, Christine? Anything that you could report? Because
he was told not to touch it, but of course he did.
Yeah. The thing is, for me, there's always this thing.
Brandon's now joined us.
Hello, Brandon. Hey. No, I've got to be. For me, you kind of ask yourself, if it's a no smoke without fire, is there something to the story? And then obviously we'll get back to the fact that it's.
Well, yeah, Samantha, we're live every Thursday between 8 and midnight. And Samantha just asking how often we go live.
Christian's on. He's supposedly felt sick and ill. Psychosomatic.
Possibly.
Do you think?
Well, the thing is,
that'd be the first thing.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the doll is supposed to be haunted, isn't it?
Yeah, but the point is, though, at the end of the day, if
going back to what Diane was saying earlier on, if you think something is something, then you automatically looking at it as being that.
So if I put you in a room, and if I locked you in a room and told you that this doll, you've never seen this doll before, this doll's haunted.
Yeah.
Right, this doll's gonna,
exactly.
Cause people to stop it.
I'm going to believe this doll's haunted, so I'm going to be looking, and even if it doesn't, I'm going to see it move.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I'm expecting it to move. Or I may think I need to feel. Well, I think it's a job for anyway. Yeah, possibly. Right. I've never actually seen any of these ghosts. I keep meaning to watch them, but I have seen stories about them, and apparently is it Zach Baggins the one who does a lot of screaming and running around?
I'm gonna have a look.
Apparently, there's one of them. I don't know if it's Zach Baggins or the other presenter, but there's one of them. He is proper like and running around like a proper girl's blouse.
Zachary Alexander Baggins.
Yeah, that's the
American paranormal investigator.
Not to be confused with Bilbo.
Oh.
Everything that happens is a demon. Yeah, it sounds like the guy that I'm talking about. And he runs around screaming.
It's born the 5th of April, 1977, 42, from Washington, D.C. Lives in Las Vegas. There you go. It says it all.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea who this is. But it's me. It's your brother.
Yeah, and his pal. Tune in every week, Diane.
I was going to say, you've been listening.
Occasionally on a Wednesday and a Sunday night as well. I've seen you in the chat room.
I mean, you just ghost hunters, Diane. I do not. I do the Paranormal Experience.
Ghost Adventures, Zach Baggins gives ET a tour of the museum.
What?
Entertainment tonight, I'm saying that is not ET as in actually physically ET.
All the displays must be low if it's ET then.
I've just pressed something and it shouldn't do that.
All the displays must be short.
That's Christian's just put a photograph.
Yeah, he looks like somebody who'd run around screaming, doesn't he?
Well, let's have a look.
I can't remember him in Lord of the Rings.
My precious. Right, so he's done Sympathy Said the Shark, Ghost Adventures.
He's done what? Baby Shark?
No, he's done Sympathy Said the Shark.
Sympathy Said the Shark.
Yeah, you've got to be careful.
It's Clark Kent.
Ghost Adventures since 2014, Paranormal Challenge 2011, Deadly Possession since 2016, Demon House since 2018, and Ghost Adventures since 2008.
Right.
So he seems to have a specific genre of TV programs he's into.
Yeah, Ghost Adventures. Yeah, I'd heard about the Ghost Adventures. That's the only one that I heard.
Well, that's the original Ghost Adventures 2014. So he's been around. He's been around 11 years.
Yeah, he's been around a bit. He's been around a while, and he still gets scared. I can never understand these people who have been around for so long and then get really, really scared when they find something.
Do you know?
You know, it's like Scooby Doo when he's young, isn't it? So, oh no, it's a ghost. When you know
Scooby, it happens every week, mate. Get a grip.
Exactly. Yeah. Scooby.
Scooby.
Shaggy. What are you talking about? And why does Fred always go off with Daphne? Why did you never go off with Velma?
These are other questions that will be unanswered this time next week.
Yeah, it's like Fred. Who put Fred in charge anyway? You know, who made Fred the leader of the Mean Machine? And then he's like, right, we need to split up. I'll tell you what, me and Daphne will go this way, and then you what?
I was disconnected and got back together.
Me and Daphne will go down, or go this way, and you, Velma, and Scooby go the other way. Do you agree, Shaggy?
Yeah.
Shaggy's like, huh?
Yeah, he does look. He does look a little bit scary.
Yeah, well, he looks like
he's got a face for paranormal
radio.
No, Paddy, that's you. Right.
No, damn. It's a need. Anyway,
we're going to take a break, actually.
We'll do this one story,
okay.
and then we'll take a break because we've only actually done two things tonight, so we need to do
Standard.
We need to do at least another one.
Standard. We've got less than 55
before
minutes.
Annabelle made her big screen debut, Robert was the most famous doll out there. The doll looks almost more simian than human, with black and beady eyes, tiny distressed cuts on his face, and a big what?
Nothing. I'm just thinking about a South Park reference with beady eyes.
A peculiar grin and wearing a little sailor outfit, likely originally worn by the owner, Robert Eugene Otto of Key West, Florida.
Right.
Now this is where it gets.
This is the Adam Mankey.
It's the story that Aaron Mankey mentions.
Aaron. See that one.
Oh, hello, sailor. Yeah. Robert the Doll's story goes back to 1904 when the real Robert, a boy who went by Gene, he's Robert Eugene whatever, or you prefer to be called Gene, Robert Eugene Otto.
Were the Warrens involved with this one?
No, there weren't.
There could be something to this, guys.
Yeah, exactly. This could be.
Being cynical or anything.
This could be real. Well, it was 1904, so it wouldn't have been involved with it because it wouldn't have been born.
Anything's possible with the Warrens will.
They were there before they were born. But yeah, so so this is where the problem lies with this story. It was acquired from his grandfather.
I just looked across at your phone. Aaron Mankey's retweeted us.
Aaron Mankey is
How spook was that?
Aaron Mankey is retweeted. Listen to Paddy McGough on the Paranormal.
I'm pretty sure.
What the flavour of funeral?
Sorry, that's the voice effects.
It's all right. Okie right. That's not a doll speaking way, it's dolls. So anyway, Robert the Doll goes back to 1904 when the real Robert, a boy who went by Gene, acquired it from his grandfather, who recently returned from a trip to Germany. Manufactured. Oh, human turtle. It's meant to be paranormal, not technical.
Excuse me. Go, blimey.
Dave after a couple of shares.
There we go.
Manufactured by the Steve Company, which made the first teddy bear, the wood wool stuffed life-size doll was possibly intended as more of a display mannequin. So some say a maid. See, this is the story that I heard, that a maid gave Eugene the doll. But then there's another story that his auntie gave her the doll.
I'm trying to think.
The story of that his grandfather gave him the doll. So this is where the problem I have with the whole, how did the story come about? Because there's at least 3 different versions.
There is.
Of how it came about.
And I do remember.
The Steve Company, STEIFF.
Yeah, it's quite a well-known German name with a lot of bells.
It is. Jamie, you listening?
I am listening.
I'm sorry. They said it made the first teddy bear.
I know, but the teddy bears are quite collectible. That's what I was trying to.
Yeah.
Expensive, yes.
Yeah. I've never heard them do that kind of fun. Like, teddy bears like that. So there's 3 different versions that I've heard, or there's 3 different versions that I've read, where the doll comes from. There's the maid, which is what I believe what Aaron Mangley talks about.
I'm sure that was one.
There's the grandfather, and there's his aunt, which is what the TV program, ironically enough, says. So it's strange that the TV program of Law talks about the anti-government,
and it's
but the podcast of Law talks about the maid government.
Yeah.
So even Aaron Mangley has 2 different stories. You know, it tells 2 different stories. But never mind. And the reason that they believe it was the maid that gave it is the maid was a maid in 1904, so she was of a different colour of skin than the Otto family. And she imbued it with voodoo magic, which is what
right, okay then. That makes sense.
So Robert was a constant companion for Jean, and it was accused by the boy of various misdeeds. So basically, a little boy doing things and then blaming it on his doll.
Yeah.
Toys might be mutilated, furniture overturned, and eerie giggles might be heard throughout the Otto home. And Jean always placed the blame on Robert.
But it was also, was there not something to do with a conversation as well, where the father got annoyed because he took, I can't remember exactly how it, but apparently the father said that he'd heard his son having a conversation with the doll, so he went in and took the doll off him.
Possibly.
Yeah, there was something like that. There was something.
There was the story where he, the doll. There was something. He kept playing with the doll for something. And
they were talking all night.
There was a whole conversation going on, and there was an argument and whatever. And everything was that Robert told him.
He had an argument with the doll. I'm sure there was something to do with the fact he had an argument with the doll because the doll wanted him to do something.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it was something quite horrendous. It was something on the lines of like 30s parents or something.
Yeah.
It was something quite horrific for,
it wasn't very. Yeah.
They have a button in all the dolls do. The bears do. So Robert was constant companion for Jean, was accused of the boy of various misdeeds. Toys might be mutilated, and then Jean always placed the blame on Robert. Anything that went wrong. So as he grew older, Jean became an artist, and his inherited home was known as the artist house. There, Robert would be perched in a window.
Steve says he has conversations with a wife, but nobody takes her away. Hey, great.
Paddy that go do, that will do, that you do so well is from Blazing Saddle, right? I thought it was a lot older than Blazing Saddle, but I could be wrong. As he grew older, Jean became an artist, and his inherited home was known as the office house. There, Robert would be perched in the window on the second floor turret room where people claimed he may change position. Really? Yeah. There's a doll in the window. Oh, it's on the left. Oh, look, today it's on the right. Yeah. After Jean died in 1974, Myrtle Ryder purchased the home, and Robert came with it. She said the doll would move on its own, giggle, and changing expression should anyone disparage Jean. In 1994, the doll was donated to the Fort East Martello Museum, the gallery of which was designed by Jean. Even before Robert became an attraction, he began attracting visitors who had heard of him. Kept in a glass display case, Robert lives in the museum still.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at the museum.
No, he lives at the museum because obviously.
Still, where people claim to be cursed by him, should they insult him? And apparently, you have to ask his permission if you want to have a picture took with him. So you're walking through the museum, oh look, there's the Robert doll. I fancy a picture with him. But then Robert, can I please have a picture with you? There is absolutely nowhere on this planet. I mean, I probably never get to see him anyway. But there's absolutely nowhere on this planet I'm going to stand there going, Robert's gonna have a picture with you, please. It'll either be I take a picture or I don't take a picture. I am not asking a doll, regardless of whether it's possessed or not. I am not asking a doll.
I do find that amusing.
Yeah, exactly. But there's times when you just there's times when you wish you had a massive hand that you could just swipe across the face of the earth.
But like Kenny Everett.
Yeah, exactly. You just slap, rather than round them up and drop bombs on them like Kenny Everett wanted to.
Oh yes, I can just say the estate agent's advert for the house for sale. Carpets, blinds, all included. Owner has said you can keep the creepy doll. Yeah, it put me off.
But but like I say, big hand, slap them because some people just deserve a slap. The doll is thus a bit of a celebrity, receiving, bear in mind it's a doll, 3 letters a day that range from apologies for bad behaviour towards him to letters asking for advice.
All right, okay.
Robert is said to be a fan of sweets as well, and some people send candy into it. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, and there's going to be a doll sitting up looking at me going, yeah. Think it's funny, do you? Stab me in the face and all that.
Christine's put in, I'm thinking these dolls may be haunted, but I'm not prepared to test them. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Christina. You know what? Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, I know you would. I wouldn't.
I would be like, come on, Robert, have a go. It's like Chucky. If Chucky came to attack me with a knife, I would do the thing that you do with little kids, when they're trying to punch you. And you put the hand on the head. And then they're like, whoa! And I'm just figuring I can't reach you.
Would you not just hoof them like a foot?
I don't care.
It's just
the thing is,
when you said that there, he went, I'll just do the thing that Noble does. I just had that in my head going, boosh, get out. Like it would be well.
The thing is, it would still be like kicking a child, wouldn't it? Kicking Chucky, because he's small like a child. So I was to hoof him.
It's all right, he's a doll.
Exactly. What are you doing? There's a bloke kicking.
Scored a conversion, well done.
There's a bloke kicking a kid down the street.
Yeah. It's creepy enough waking up at 3 a.m. and seeing that your bedroom door is wide open, but you close it when you went to bed. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
So he's a fan of sweets, and some people send candy. Interestingly, Robert the doll sits with his own doll, which is a dog with a gaping mouth that resembles the alien. What? And there's a picture of him, Dave. Here's a picture of Robert the doll with his dog.
Oh dear God. Yeah.
Whether Robert is cursed with voodoo or somehow inhabits the energies of his former owner and lifelong friend, or even if he is just an old doll with a creepy story, you can find out by yourself by visiting 40 Smart Tello. Just on the side of caution and be polite to him.
What about waking up face to face with your own child because they need a drink?
Yeah. It's never happened to me, but I know, Tracy would say that there would be times when Amber and Aaron, because she used to sleep on the side of the door, as most mothers do, apparently, because it's easier to get to the children.
All right.
But she would sleep on the side of the door, and that was what.
Steve's put a doll with a gaping mouth who likes sweets. And now I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. What route have we gone down here?
Oh dear.
We've gone down some dark hole. Oh, no, I'm not even going to finish that sentence over there.
Dark hole.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Well,
so anyway,
this time next week.
Exactly. This time next week, Ofcom will have took us off air.
Yes. Having too much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Making rude suggestions.
Right. So have we got a Linda's Tales?
Yeah, we have a Linda's Tales.
We've got like 40 minutes left anyway.
That's all right. We'll give them. I think we'll pick this one. Linda is going to
professionalism,
guys. Yeah. Can't even spell it.
Yeah.
No, we are going to get Linda back in. She's going to be doing
What?
recording. Linda is going to be recording some more ghostly tales.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hold
dun,
on, hold on, I'll do that again. Do that again, Paddy.
dun, 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 dun. I sound more like what you call it? I sound more like a crocodile. It sounds like do it again, Dave. It sounds like the beginning of an MGM movie. That's good now.
Oh dear, hold on a minute, hold on.
I'm gonna say that was the beginning of the MGM movie. Now, Dave, what are you doing? We
Ah, dear.
Right, we're going to have a break now. Once I breathe out all this helium. So we'll see. We'll have you here. We'll have you in this here and we'll see you shortly.
Oh dear God.